Hello, this is Coach Wilson, and this is Chapter 7, Section 1. Today we're going to be talking about equal justice under the law. Right, and this is our new section. We are in the last chapter of Unit 2, and we're going to start off with just kind of some basics about the law. We'll move from this into the federal court system tomorrow, or with Section 2, and then Section 3 will pick up with the Supreme Court. Now, there are two types of law. The first is criminal. Okay, and this protects society as a whole. And generally, with criminal law, we think of this as, something where you went out and maybe it's murder, or maybe it's theft, or maybe you've stolen something. Okay, but you are basically accused of a crime, and in that crime, you are then tried by a jury. And that jury will determine whether or not you are guilty, not guilty, based on the evidence that is provided to them by lawyers and those who are defending you or trying to prosecute you. Now, some of the rights of the accused, you have the right to an attorney. Okay, you also have the right to a jury of your peers, and you have a right to appeal that court decision. So, for example, if you feel like that there was new evidence that has come to light, essentially, or you feel like there was a mistrial, or there was something that, if a different court was to look at it, would see that, it was an unfair trial in some way, then you can appeal it. And an appeal is just when a person asks a higher court to review the result of their trial. Okay. There are various crimes that you can commit, and you can get into a whole bunch of that. Okay, the second type of law is civil law. Okay, and this is disputes between people. Such examples include contracts, property, family. Okay, for example, this is where divorce trials go to. This is where if your neighbor's fence was on your property and you were having a property line dispute, this is where it would go. But essentially, those are the two main types of law that are practiced, either criminal or civil. Now, there are four sources of law. Okay, the first is statutory law, which is passed by a lawmaking body and defines which actions are crimes. Okay, so the statutory law determines, that if you run over someone with your car today, and then you can potentially be charged with manslaughter. Or it determines that if you take someone else's property, that you can be held for theft. Okay. You also have common law, which is based on common sense and precedents. Okay. For example, an earlier decision made by a judge. So generally, and I want to give you the explanation that your book gave. Essentially, when there are no statutory laws, okay, we follow common law, or a judge will. Okay, and essentially the way that it put it says that Americans follow certain rules that we have accepted as the proper ways in which to act when no existing statutory law covers a specific situation. So when we don't have a statutory law in order to essentially determine whether or not someone is guilty or committed a crime, or whatever it may be, we turn to common law. Now, the third is administrative law. And an administrative law is going to be things like warnings on the back of a toy, or like they say, choking hazard, or, certain warning labels on food, things like that. So various companies, the one that your book gave was the Consumer Product Safety Commission, the CPSC, and they make rules about particular toys, whether they're unsafe or not. But essentially, administrative laws are laws that are created by a government agency that affect our daily lives in order to protect, the citizens of the United States from whatever it may be. Now, the last one is constitutional law, and this is based on the Supreme Court's interpretation of the Constitution, and it is the supreme law of the land. Okay, and so when we talk about constitutional law, okay, we talk about the Bill of Rights, the amendments, things that have been passed over time that are essentially promoting your protection and your rights as a citizen. All right, and that's all we've got for you today. If you have any questions, please let me know. We are going to continue rolling through Chapter 7, Section 2 next time. And if you need anything, please let me know. If not, talk to you soon.